Ladies, 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 we are here tonight on the Sheen. Oh, and we have just, oh no, today's Thursday, so we also do have Dynamite. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, SmackDown is sold out from going to be Madison Square Garden, New York. They're going to have the trail of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Interesting where they go from here. Like I said, could they add a stipulation where, hey, dude, you got pinned, you lost. Maybe you shouldn't be the Tribal Chief anymore, and maybe instead of putting the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line, maybe they have them put the Tribal Chief spot on the line between him and Jay to maybe make it more possible that Jay can win the match, and maybe even Jay wins the match. And maybe what they do is a way that they give Roman Reigns some time off. Because I don't think he has any more date schedule for the rest of the year, but that could always change. But I can see them kind of doing something like that. Although people are going to get frustrated and if he loses again and the title's not on the line. Let's see where they're going with this. But it is sold out. They're expecting at least 13,000 tickets. That's a capacity for Madison Square Garden for a wrestling show. Obviously, if it were more like basketball, you could maybe get it up maybe 17,000, maybe even 20,000. But because of the not only the ring taking all the spot, but also the stage, the entrance, about 7,000 seats have to be taken out so they can put all the stage and everything. So it looks like it's going to be 13,000 capacity. But anyways, let's move along. Let's see, Cole Cabana, for the first time in a while, was spotted at AEW Dynamite last night in Canada. I don't think, maybe he'll be on Rampage or something, but he was spotted backstage. This is the first time in a long time Cole Cabana is spotted backstage. Remember, many people believe that CM Punk have asked Tony Khan to fire Cole Cabana, but apparently that wasn't the case. And Cole Cabana, he hadn't been seen for a while, but yesterday he was spotted backstage at Dynamite. Let's see here. Baron Corbin, Dave Meltzer says the belief is they're going to keep him on NXT for a while. He's part of NXT now, and that could be the future for same thing with Mustafa Ali. That could be the future for a lot of main roster guys who are just not working in the main rosters, get sent down to NXT, especially when guys like Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker get called up. It can help replace bringing guys that are struggling in the main roster, putting them in NXT. So for now, Baron Corbin is on NXT. Malachi Black said he requested to only be on Collision because he said he wants people to know where he's going to be wrestling and not be confused. Like, oh, I'm going to be on Dynamite on Wednesday, or I'm going to be on Rampage on Friday, or I'm going to be on Collision on Saturday. Hey, this is my home. This is where I will be weekly, only Collision exclusive. So that's why he did that, man. Speaking of, let's see here, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre said that he gave some credits to Gunther. That he definitely put some prestige back on the Intercontinental Champion that had been lacking. So he gave him credit in an interview for making the Intercontinental Champion mean something again. And then let's see here. Collision is not doing good. It got about less than 500,000 views again. And like I said about this show on Monday when I did the review on it, outside of maybe like CM Punk having and the FTR having that little feud with Bullet Club Gold and maybe leading to a potential match between CM Punk and Jay White, there's not much going on. You got also another little feud going on with Andrade and the House of Black, potentially maybe leading up to an Andrade Malachi Black match. But outside of that, there's not much going on. It's just match after match after match after match after match after match. They got to do a much better job with the stories on that show, man. And like I said, you have to at least have CM Punk do a promo. I'm not asking him to wrestle every damn show, but the fact that that's only, you put him as fucking commentating, fucking people, the people that are paying the tickets can't even hear the commentating. Like, they got to do a better job presenting CM Punk. Like I said, at least have him do a promo or something. But anyways, we'll see what they do. Jim Ross has said his contract is going to expire soon. He doesn't know what's going to happen, if he's going to resign or leave the company. The belief is that if he wants to come back, Tony Khan will keep him. But Jim Ross, he's been having some health problems. So a lot of people believe he might just not want to resign for his health problems. So we'll see what happens, man. Speedy recovery to Jim Ross. Kevin Owens talked about, they asked him about the Money in the Bank match, if how come he wasn't on it. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm a big ladder match guy, and they didn't put me on it. It was disappointing not to be on it. But obviously, he's in a tag team right now, so I think they didn't want to waste a spot, meaning that, hey, you're in a fucking tag team right now, man. Let's give it to somebody else and make it more realistic. That can actually win the match. You're one half of the tag team title champions right now. Last one I think we got is John Cena revealed that his first year as a wrestler, he only made about a little bit more than $1,000 a year. That is crazy. Jesus Christ. Most people, I mean, wait, I don't even know if that shit was true or not. That shit might be fake. The $1,000 a year, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I didn't even want to put this on my notes. I'm like, I don't even know if that's right. A little bit more than $1,000 a year. Most people need at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month to be able to live like a proper way. No way. He only made a little bit over $1,000 a year. No way. I'm not gonna even. I should have probably not even put that shit on my notes. All right, let's look at my notes here. I think about SmackDown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do Dynamite recap. Freaking Dynamite recap. Dynamite. What was the date? I believe it was July 5. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. They're still in Canada, man. They've been in Canada since 10 days now, right? Since freaking Forbidden Door about 10 days ago. That's why they told Jeff Hardy to go home, because they knew they were going to be touring in Canada for a while. So let's see here. Right away, we get on right away, we open up. It was weird. They opened up with a backstage interview with Renee Paquette interviewing Darby Allin and Keith Lee. I don't know why. I was doing something. I thought that it was. I thought that it was like a recap or something. I didn't even pay attention to what was going on here. But apparently, that's how they started the show, with Darby Allin and Keith Lee getting an interview backstage. And then they had a match. It was a freaking tag team match. It was more of that blind eliminator tournament they're doing for the tag team titles. So it was Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. It was a fun match, man. Swerve Strickland twice supposedly accidentally hit Keith Lee with he hit him with like a backflip on the top rope, and then like a roundhouse kick. So that pretty much led to Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin winning. I think that was to they really kind of been focusing the last week on like really making Keith Lee look strong. That I think they wanted Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin to win the match. They're like, okay, let's do this. Let's just have Strickland accidentally hit him twice, so it doesn't make Keith Lee look too weak that he lost, or that his team lost. But yeah, freaking Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy win the match. Let's go around here. Then we get Jack Perry arriving into the arena. Once again, I'm saying, hey, man, I'm ready to fight this time. I'm ready to fight. I'm going to go to Tony Khan's office and ask for a match with Hook. And then right as he gets off the car, Hook is there. He attacks him. Once again, Jack Perry gets back on the car and runs away just like last week. All right, whatever. And then this was hilarious, man. Adam Cole and MJF, man, they put them spending some time together in the freaking weight room. They're lifting weights. Freaking, there's a fat ass there. And then MJF starts making jokes. And at first, Adam Cole's like laughing. But then he's like, you know who reminds me of? And they both say at the same time, Tony Schiavone. That shit was funny, man. Really fun stuff right here. Then we get the Acclaim. They're in a freaking match versus the Baldwood Boys and the Blade. And this match was whatever. Obviously, the Acclaim won the match. Holly Cameron is, back her doing her. This is more of a Rampage story. I don't even know what's going on here. But apparently, Holly Cameron has a crush on Anthony Bones. I don't even know, man. But anyways, she's trying to get with him, I guess. Let's see here. So Chris Jericho's out of the ring. He's getting cheered. He's in his hometown of Alberta. I thought he was from Calgary, though. Jesus Christ. He's getting cheered in Alberta, Canada. He's like, yeah, he at least he's acting like this is his hometown. I thought his hometown was someone else. And he's kind of teasing a babyface turn. He's saying the last two feuds, I think, the last two big matches I've been in, talking about the one with Adam Cole and Sting, I haven't gone my way. I might have to make some changes, man. It might be time. And, he's kind of teasing a babyface turn. And then freaking Don Callis comes out. Everybody's booing the shit out of Don Callis. And he pretty much says, hey, man, I got a faction for you to join. You want some changes? Join my faction. And then Jericho's like, hey, man, I don't join factions. I create factions. But as far as joining your faction, I got one word for you. And everybody's thinking it's going to be no. And he's like, maybe. And he says maybe. He just says maybe, and then he just walks away. So I think maybe he's just going to replace Bryan Danielson for the BCC in the Blood and Guts match. Is that where they're going with this? I don't know. But interesting, man. Interesting. All right, let's go. Then we get freaking the tag team match for MJF and Adam Cole, man. And they freaking MJF comes out like, come my music. And he just comes out with Adam Cole's music instead. And freaking, he's actually high-fiving fans, acting like a baby face. He does the fucking boom. And then he does the Adam Cole baby. When he's acting like a baby face, he's trying to be friends. It's hilarious, man. This reminds me of like either Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, or maybe even Sami Zayn when he was with the Usos and Roman Reigns. It seems like it might be a really good storyline here going forward. They might have just been making chicken shit with chicken salad, just throwing shit at the wall. And they might have hit a home run with the storyline. I'm telling you, man. Jesus Christ, it's pretty entertaining. So they have their first match of the tournament versus Matt Menard and the Butcher. Throughout the match, MJF is trying to convince Adam Cole to cheat at times. Like he has like an abdominal lock, and when the referee's not looking, he's trying to get Adam Cole to pull his arm so he can get more like leverage, more strength on the move. Adam Cole doesn't want to do it. MJF starts screaming to the fans to say, hey, do it, do it, do it. Eventually, both MJF and the fans convince Adam Cole. He grabs him, so he starts doing some heel stuff with Adam Cole. Very fun, entertaining match. At the end, man, freaking MJF is like, hey, let's do a double clothesline instead freaking Adam Cole just fucking does his finisher, the boon, I think it's called. And he wins the match. Like, hey, man, we don't even need to do that shit. After the match is over, it's Adam Cole's birthday. So MJF brings out balloons and cake. He sings some happy birthday and shit. And then he's like, "Hey, here's your cake. Blow the candles." And he tells the camera, "I'm gonna push him when he's done." And so he's about to push him, and then freaking MJF reverses it instead. Freaking MJF ends up going into the fucking cake. It was hilarious, man. And then Adam Cole's like, "Hey, man, sincerely, with all the heart and my seriousness, I sincerely thank you for doing this for me tonight." And then he just walks away. So it's making you, I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying, what if it's Adam Cole, the one that turns on MJF, and they have Adam Cole be a heel and MJF be a babyface? Because a lot of people, like, this match might not go down until August at All In. They have like 2 months to do this, or at least a half a month. So let's see where they're going with this, man. There are a lot of people are saying that Adam Cole might be the one that stabs MJF. Who knows, man? Let's see where they go from here, man. Jesus Christ. They're pretty entertaining, man. By far the most entertaining storyline right now, I think. And then we get freaking backstage segment, a few backstage segments. First, Renee's interviewing Britt Baker, talking to her about her match with Ruby Soho. And then she's like, "I'm the defending champion of this tournament, and I'm looking for a repeat," and stuff like that. And then Renee also interviews Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. And Chris Jericho tells them, "Hey, guys, look, they're kind of messed. They're kind of like, why are you going to join another faction? You're with us, the Jericho Christian Society." Like, "Hey, man, we can't be together forever, man. Eventually, we got to split apart." And you guys, and then Renee tells them, "Hey, yeah, by the way, guys, you guys, Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara are actually tag teams, are actually a tag team for the tournament." And then it's like, there you go, man. That's a great way to show me and prove me right that you guys can do this without me. So they're gonna switch over. I think it's only for. I mean, it might just be for because they need Jericho to replace Bryan Danielson. But or if they could do a tournament where maybe they do have. I mean, it's called a freaking Jericho Corporation Society. So if Jericho leaves, the faction's probably over, and Jericho's just gonna join the freaking BCC now. I don't know. So the other interesting thing is that Jake Hager has, I think, all 3-4 years he and Jericho have been together, right? This would be the first time possibly they get split if Jericho leaves, if Jericho just joins the BCC. Unless they also have Jake Hager doing the, I don't know. Then we have Britt Baker coming out for the Owen Hart tournament. Her versus Ruby Soho. Good ass match here. At the end, freaking obviously Tony Storm Saraya trying to interfere the whole time. At times Britt Baker takes them out. But at the end, Ruby Soho has like a roll up, and they pulled her feet so she gets more leverage, and Britt Baker can't kick out. So freaking Ruby Soho wins the match. So Ruby Soho wins the match. All right, it was a fun match, but where's like Jamie Hayter? All of a sudden, Britt Baker's out there alone. Jesus Christ! I was waiting for like Jamie Hayter or somebody like Sky Blue to come and help. Nobody helped. Wiggle Naga Balloon or something. Nobody came out and helped Britt Baker. And the main event was really fun. Kenny Omega versus Wheeler Yuta. Great match for Wheeler Yuta to try to showcase some of his stuff. Obviously, they the whole time they're saying John Mox is in Japan, touring over there in Japan. Bryan Danielson is hurt with a broken shoulder, and we don't even know if Claudio Castagnoli is here. So most of the match is just freaking one-on-one between Kenny Omega and Wheeler Yuta. But then towards the end, freaking I can't even remember who the fuck who was it that who was it that showed up and tried to help him. Was it Claudio Castagnoli or Takashina Hashanida, the Japanese guy? I can't even remember who the hell it was. But it was a great match, man. Back and forth. And then I said towards the end, I believe it was Claudio, the one that showed up and tried to help Willard Yuta. But then even with that, freaking Kenny Omega still won the fucking match. He hit the one-winged angle, and he still Angel, the one-winged angel, and he still won the match. But then after the match, all hell breaks loose, man. Freaking Claudio Castagnoli shows up. Takeshita shows up. Then the Young Bucks show up. Adam Page shows up. And then they have chairs that look like they're about to beat the shit out of them. And then the freaking Dark Order shows up. And then they just cut off. I'm like, what? They just freaking ended up cutting off, man. After the freaking I'm like, just keep going, or man, you should have cut some like the Acclaim match. No disrespect, but that shit was boring. I'm like, damn, you guys should have like taken something out of the maybe like one or two matches out of the show. So they just ran out of time. Who knows what happened there at the end with it looked like they were beating the hell out of the BCC, at least Willard Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Takeshita. And then freaking they were about it. Was it Adam Page? He was about to hit somebody with a chair. And then it looks like Dark Order came in and they took the chair away. Who knows what would have happened? Who knows what happened there? They just cut it off. Man. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but damn, what a cliffhanger. Who knows what happened there with the Elites and the Dark Order. But look, this show was definitely, I feel it was better the second hour. With the Chris Jericho, Don Callis segment, the MJF, Adam Cole tag team match, and then at the end, MJF singing Happy Birthday to Adam Cole. The main event with Kenny Omega and Willard Yuta. Even the match with Britt Baker and Ruby Soho was fun. I felt like the second hour was much better. The first hour was just like match after match. It felt like another collision. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, this is like another collision. But then that second hour did get a lot better. But yeah, I mean, obviously tonight they were limited. They were missing some people, especially, with John Moxley being in Japan. So, but they still did a great job. I think they did a great with getting Willard Yuta the main event spot with Kenny Omega. And Willard Yuta showed I think he showed he can be a main eventer, man. He's got the in-ring performance to do it. But yeah, man, fun ass show, especially the second hour. And yeah, man, that's all I have to say. And yeah, man, I'm finished.